Today, on Be Something Wonderful, this one creative act changes your entire reality in all time. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. This is such a big video. I know I say that every day, because it feels like it, but this is really big. I'm going to talk to you about this new client that has been a subscriber, and she's a very powerful manifester, has manifested and created powerful things in her life. She's an expert in the Neville Goddard teachings in terms of the state akin to sleep and revision. She's revised things on the spot. She's revised events in her life, and she's revised the night before. She's used revision in all different ways, and the state akin to sleep, and affirming, and subliminal. She's used all of them. And she goes, you know, Tom, manifesting, I get it, but manifesting comes easy for me. Well, we talked about that because we're all natural manifestors. You don't really need to learn how to manifest. You're a natural manifester. It's really about directing your state of being. Who are you? Defining who you are. And in terms of shifting realities, because I've shifted realities, I've had changes in my life where remember, you don't have to learn how to shift realities. You're always shifting realities. So she's always shifting, and you're always manifesting. So it's never really a question about that, right? In her life, the one thing, she was divorced. She was a smoker, right? She didn't exercise. She believed she was overweight. She felt like she didn't have any energy to do anything. Just didn't feel motivated. Hadn't really met some men, she said, but no one really that she wanted to spend time with. And so as much as she imagined and created things in her life, she said they always felt short term. It didn't feel like a significant change in who I am or in my life. So she goes, I know it wasn't a question about learning how to manifest or shifting realities and all that. She goes, I just felt that I couldn't create the significant change. I wanted to stop smoking. I didn't want to be a smoker. I wanted to exercise. I wanted to meet someone that I could spend time with, right? And she goes, as I watched your content, she mentioned various videos. I don't remember exactly which ones now, but there were videos about, I remember when I talked about the Solaris movie. There were videos on reality shifts where I've talked about you're always creating it in the present moment. But really what got her, she goes, I finally got it. I finally got it. She goes, it's about remembering. She goes, you say that all the time. It's about remembering who you are. In remembering things righteously, or remembering the things the way you would like them to be. But she goes, it really hit me like it never has before. That I get to remember my experiences of reality. That everything that I've been through and everything that I've lived are just experiences of who I really am, of that awareness, of that I amness. Really big, big event, because she has changed her entire life. I'm going to talk about this change in a few minutes. Let's unpack it. Let's lead up to it, how this happened and how she changed within to really do a 180. Changed her entire life. So let's get to it. Remembering is an imaginal act, right? So she really was talking about this idea, right? It's like Neville Goddard's revision, right? When you remember it differently, when you see an event from the past in a different way. But we're going to talk about the idea of memory, because remember, memory is not about the past. Memory is always in the now. It's always an imaginal act or a creative act in the now moment. It's never really about the past. You can just as easily remember the future as you can the past. They're all memories, they're all events, they're all frames that exist right now. This is really what we hit. When you are remembering something from the past, you're creating that experience now. This is the stuff that she really locked and loaded on, right? A memory is a thought or a mental image, an imaginal scene of yourself, someone, or something that you believe happened or existed in the past. Do you see it? It's an assumption. Memory is an assumption of some event. What's an assumption? It's just a thought. It's a mental image of someone or something or yourself that you believe happened or existed in the past. But here's the thing. It didn't happen in the past. It's happening right now as you remember it. Right now as you think of it. Right now as you have that assumption. You're having that experience or creating it right now. So a memory doesn't exist in the past. It exists as a thought or image, an experience of reality right now. Hear this, because this is how she changed her whole life, right? Like an anomalous burst of energy. She made a decision, right? She made a decision to remember her life the way she wanted to remember it, knowing that she creates that right now with that memory, right? Remember, memory doesn't exist in the past. It exists as a thought, an image, and an experience of reality right now. Whether you're thinking of the past or the present or the future, you are imagining and creating and remembering it all right now. It doesn't matter whether you're imagining the future, you're remembering it. Whether you're remembering the past, you're imagining it. Do you see it? Whatever, it's all happening now. You think you're remembering the past, you're imagining it. You're creating it. You think you're imagining the future, you're remembering the future. It's all happening now. It already is there. Remember, you exist in all memories. You exist in all experiences. You are all that is. So you get to determine what to remember, what to imagine. But that's determined right now. It's never in the past and it's never in the future. So let's unpack it a little bit more. So every possible or potential experience of reality, of ultimate reality, of all that is, all that you are, right, exists now or not at all. And not at all is impossible because non-existence is impossible. So all things are possible except non-existence. All that is. Every potential experience that you could, possible experience that you could have exists right now. All that is. So all that is. Non-existence does not exist, so it all is right now. And that means, hear this, that means, this is from Bashar, that means when you change your now, not only have you changed your so-called future, you have actually changed your history. Hear this. This is Bashar talking about this idea that from the present now moment, you create your linear, what you call your linear past and your linear future. You create it all right now in this now moment by you remembering or deciding or choosing or assuming who you are. Right? You change your history. That new you, that new identity, that linear past that you used to remember no longer fits with who you are now. So you've changed it. It has to change. It has to be different because you're different. Because the past is not created in the past. It's created right now as you remember. All of it's created right now. Mind-boggling, right? That's so-called. So remember, as A Course in Miracles says, history wouldn't exist if you didn't keep making the same mistakes now in the present moment. Do you see it? Remembering it wrong, as we said in Solaris. You get to remember. You get to create it. It changes it all from this now moment. Who you decide you are creates your past and your future. So it not only changes that, when you change now, you change all time. You change your entire experience, right? Therefore, when you remember it differently, when you decide and choose to remember the past, how you would have liked it to be, and the future, how you would like it to be, it creates who you are right now. That changes you in all time. This is Neville Goddard's revision or imaginal act. Right? Therefore, when you remember it differently, when you decide and choose to remember, when you make a decision, a choice to remember the past, how you would have liked it to be, and the future, how you would like it to be, it creates who you are now. That new you then changes both the past and the future. It changes all time. It's reciprocal, right? It's the law of reversibility, the law of reciprocity. All of it is changing right now. Wow, that's powerful. It's really what I've called in previous videos, next level revision, right? And so right now, so this is her, this is where she was at. This is the significant change I'm going to talk to you about. I'm divorced. I'm a smoker. I have no energy. I feel or I felt unloved. No love there, unworthy or stuck. So I feel unloved. This is the old identity, right? Was the identity. It wasn't like she wasn't imagining and creating things in her life. She knows the law. She knows revision. She knows state akin to sleep. She affirms. She knows the power of affirmation. Affirmations can be powerful. She knew all that stuff. And she did make some changes. And she did manifest things, money and other things in her life. But nothing was significant. Nothing stuck until she really got this idea that I've been remembering it wrong. And she had this one affirmation that I really liked. I am who I assume I am. This comes from some of the stuff we've talked about, but I think this is hers. Right now, I am who I am, who I assume I am right now. Remembering who you are right now. So she went, so this is her old timeline. Do you see it? Your present is all of that identity that you don't want anymore. Divorced, a smoker, no energy, feeling unloved, feeling stuck. Coming from this past, but because you're remembering it, and you're remembering your divorce, you're remembering you're a smoker, you believe that's who you are, you keep recreating that linear past. And so it keeps you stuck in that identity no matter how much you're imagining it differently. And she would manifest things, and things would come to her, but it wasn't a significant change in who she was until she remembered it differently, right? I remembered myself wrong. She was using that quote from the movie Solaris that I've talked about in previous lessons. Those were just experiences of reality, not who I am. Hear this revelation. All of that, the divorce, the smoker, the no energy, feeling unloved, feeling stuck, those were all experiences of reality, not who I am now. Do you see? The past has no connection to the present unless you thread that connection, unless you make that connection. The past doesn't create anything. You create it all from the now moment. The past doesn't exist. It's just an idea. The future doesn't exist. It's just an idea. You get to create it now, right now. I am who I assume I am right now. I remembered myself. She went from I'm divorced to I'm single and free. From I'm a smoker to I'm a non-smoker who tried it, who just tried smoking, didn't like it. I have no energy to I am source energy. Wow. I felt unloved, or I feel unloved. I am love, right? There's no love there. Love is all there is. This is what she moved to. This is her. These are her, this is beautiful stuff. This is what she moved to. She goes, I can remember anything I want. And I'm not divorced. I'm single and free. I'm not a smoker. I'm a non-smoker who tried it. I'm not unloved. I am love. I'm not. It's not that I don't have energy. I am all energy. I'm source energy. It's not that there's no love there. Love is all there is. Can you see the power here? How she moved to this new life. She moved to this new identity. It was like an anomalous burst of energy through a decision, through a choice to remember differently. I'm done with that experience. It's one experience out of an infinite experiences. I've just been remembering it wrong. I've been identifying it as who I am, where it's just one experience in those infinite experiences of who I really am. Right? It's just an experience of who I really am. Wow. Single and free, non-smoker who tried it, source energy. I am love. Love is all there is. So beautiful. I am who I assume I am right now. Wow. So remember, no matter how much I revised my past or imagine my future, I felt broken down. So interesting, right? Even though she was trying to break from that, she was still, again, powerful manifester still. It's not like she struggled with the processes or anything. It was just that she just felt that like she was that identity versus that was just an experience in that infinite experiences, in that infinite versions of her, of who she really is. And then as she moved, as she changed in that now moment, she decided this is who I am now. This is who I am. Now her past changed. Now she didn't have an urge to smoke. Now she had great energy. She had a lot of energy, right? She did meet someone, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. Why? Because she changed both her past and future. Do you see that? They're always changing depending on who you're deciding to be right here. In the vertical, in the now moment, she decided who she is. She devoured and consumed all those other experiences and created a new linear past, a new linear future. Based on who she is now, it's all now. Yes, they're still in potential, but they're going to be whatever she decides it is. I assume who I say I am. I assume who I am. What was her? I am who I assume I am right now. I love that, right? I love her stuff. Somehow I was wrong about everything. Chris Kelvin with Solaris, right? That whole idea that she gets it. She's been wrong about everything. Right? It's not about, yeah, I can manifest stuff. Yeah, I can create stuff. Yeah, I can revise events. I can revise what happened yesterday. I can revise an event in the past. I can revise things for sure. But nothing has a significant change until I decide that I have dominion over all experiences of reality. Right? Wow, that's powerful. So you, as all that is, exists as potential in all memories, in all images, in all thoughts, in all assumptions, in all experiences. You, as all that is, you are all that is, exists as potential in all those memories, in all those images, all those thoughts, assumptions, experiences. All of that right now you exist as potential. But none of them are who you are. You're not any one experience. You are all experiences. Hear it again. This is the stuff we unpacked in the session as well. You're not any one experience. You're all those experiences. She saw herself as whole, as healed, as not broken down, but never broken. And her only seeing one experience in the infinite experiences that she is. Wow, that's powerful. None of them are who you are. Any one experience. You are the whole awareness within which all experiences take place. So powerful. So why? Why now? This is really the answer to anything that we believe we can't change. Why is she not reverting back to it? Yeah, she has thoughts of doubt sometimes. She might even have an urge to smoke, she said, especially in the first few months. But she goes, I'm not new identity now. It wasn't, I got it, right? That's no longer my past. That no longer defines who I am. That linear past is no longer who I am. I've changed identity. I've shifted realities. I've shifted identities. So that smoker is no longer who I am. That person that was lazy, didn't want to exercise is no longer who I am. I think she said she also lost 18 pounds. Right, 18 pounds. I mean, that's huge, right? And now she met someone, which I'm going to get to in a few minutes. She's now biking and hiking and dating this, what she says is an amazing man. So this is good. And so let's hit this. As she changed or chose new assumptions and definitions of herself, right? Remember, she's changing who she believes she is, her definition, her identity of who she is. Now, she changed the now, which changed the past and future. Do you see it? When you change the now, when you change who you are now, it changes who you are in all realities, all time, right? She changed or chose the new assumptions, the definition of who she is now. She changed the now, which changed the past and future. Now she doesn't have an urge to smoke. She lost 18 pounds, met someone new, hiking and biking together. She's energized and excited about life. Right? It's as if she never smoked. And she says, it was as if I never smoked and was always loved and was always healthy and active. I just changed it, has always been loved, has always been healthy and active. Right? Because there is no set past. Right? So she used was. I said, well, really, you never have been. You never had smoked. You never not had been loved. You never not had been healthy. You've always been healthy. You have always been loved. You have never smoked. It's as if she has never smoked. Do you see it? Because that's no longer her past. That's no longer a reality. That's why it's no longer an urge. That's why she's not returning to it. That's an old story. And she also said, especially in the first few weeks and months of this, she said, I still had a little story that it's difficult. It's difficult to quit smoking. It's difficult to find love after divorce. It's difficult to lose weight. But I just dropped all those as experiences. Hear this. That even those stories are just another experience in that awareness. There's no truth to any of it unless I agree to it. There's nothing solid here. There's no real habit to break here. It's just a choice to stop telling that story. It's just another potential experience of reality, right? It's not who I am now. Wow, that's powerful. It's just a decision now. It's all now. You see it? She's just making a decision right now. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. This is who I am now. I'm that energized person. I'm light on my feet. I've got a great guy. We're biking and hiking. Do you see this? So powerful. So exciting. Her decision from her knowing that she creates all experiences right now provided the anomalous burst of energy for her. That decision to shift to her desired reality, to shift to this new identity. It was based on the knowing, right? She goes, you got to know what you know. Stop saying you don't know. She knows what she knows. As doubt and urges to smoke came up or popped up, she saw them as potential experiences that are no longer her choice. Hear the power here. I saw them as potential experiences that are no longer relevant, no longer her choice. I am who I assume I am right now. Wow, this is a master class, right? This is master class. I'm very excited. We talk again in a few weeks, I think. So remember, there's no past or future. It's so easy and effortless to be who you really are, right? I didn't know it until I knew it. She laughed. This is her words. It's so easy and effortless to be who you are, really are. I didn't know it until I knew it. That's powerful, right? And then you just choose how you want to experience who you really are. This is powerful. Yeah, I love this. I love this. It's so easy and effortless to be who you really are. I didn't know it until I knew it. Then you just choose how you want to experience who you really are. Wow. So what is the one creative act? It's remembering who you really are. That's how she did it. That one creative act changes your entire reality in all time. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, for being part of our TikTok channel at Be Something Wonderful, and also our membership channel. Thank you for joining, guys. If you're a member, thank you. Don't forget, just this past Sunday, we just released a big live stream, getting lots of comments, still getting emails about it, that they really liked it, and also the video that we released a few days before that. I'm still getting comments about that, how much they enjoyed it. Big video, big live stream. If you're a member and you haven't checked those out, check them out. If you're not a member, check it out. There's a link below. Someone mentioned that the link wasn't working. It's working, guys. I checked it. Just check your laptop or whatever you're working off of. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom with Be Something Wonderful in the studios here in Las Vegas. Until next time, we'll see you soon.